Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Man, here on the RIN, we are officially on the 8th episode of this show, episode number ocho, right? So we're here with you guys, bringing you more information, bringing you more, let's see, tips, tricks, deep dives, trending, what's going on, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, trying to keep you guys not only, like Tim says, not only educated, but obviously trying to bring a little bit of entertainment as well. So we're here with the guys today. I'm going to go and introduce you to these guys, and then we will talk a little bit about what the folks are saying in the comments. So we're going to get started with Cernoch in the building, coming to you live with the old school showbiz.
What's going on? Look, I'm wearing the Chuck E. Cheese hat, but look, Chuck E. Cheese, but check it out. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
Let's go.
I'm talking this today for you guys. Got this from a special. Got this from a guy out of Pittsburgh. Cool guys on Instagram. Hey, episode 8 already. It's insane. It felt like we just started this like last week almost. But hey, we've got some cool stuff for y'all today. Some cool 101, some cool tricks and tips. And I've got and I got a sale on eBay too. So that's great going on right now during our filming. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to show y'all some cool stuff in the deep dive today.
There you go. Well, coming to you live as well from the old household, Leroy's not sitting at Home Goods. He's here at the crib, bringing us the as only Leroy can, the tools of the trade. Leroy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm glad to be here again. 8th episode, crazy guys. I wore a new hat today. It's a different hat, Steelers hat. I only every day, but I'm really excited about today's trips and same.
I'm gonna try and get it right for everybody.
Today's tips and tricks or whatever it is. There, I'm really excited today because the one I have is something that I don't see a lot of people talk about, and so I had to go down deep and get this one to try to work for you guys. So I can't wait to show you guys.
Now you guys know why we changed the name of that episode to Reseller Hacks, because none of us can say tips and tricks. We say tongues trip. So, like Reseller Hacks, that's what we got going on. That's what we're bringing to you. Tim's going to be bringing us the 101 this week, but man, Tim, give us an update on the old 7-Eleven point total and check in with the Overtheyears.
Well, yeah, before I give you my 7-Eleven point total, I got to tell you, today we're going to go on a trip to get some ticks, and along that way, we're going to give you some tips and tricks. Also, before I do anything, what hat are you wearing today, Eric?
Oh man, this is a 127 exclusive.
Is it the corduroy one? The lavender corduroy one?
It's crispy build though. It's got a little cornflakes action going on here. You can hear the crunch when I move it,
man,
but it's
that
still
was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite hats out of that whole find.
Old Mark Martin here. Mark Martin.
The like lavender corduroy. Oh, so
auto
sick.
cap. Yeah, let's go.
But, so sick. But yeah. So today's update on the 7-Eleven point status. We have crossed another milestone, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 98,156 7-Eleven points. So we have crossed the 98,000 barrier. We are getting closer and closer to the landmark of 100,000 7-Eleven points. I'm thinking of how I got to put together some sort of like dramatic video for when we hit 100,000. It's gonna be very
Just Slurpees
cinematic.
falling from the
Yeah, like
sky, like
Slurpees, and we'll get some slow motion shots of the hot dogs rolling. Like it's gonna be pretty awesome. But no, I'm excited. Another great episode in store for everybody today. We're gonna touch base on a lot of different things. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of information, a lot of education. Before we get too far into anything, I have to remind everybody: do not forget, hit that thumbs up while you're here. Do not forget, hit the notification bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Also, most importantly, remember to drop some questions in the comment sections of this video or any other video that you may watch on Reseller Information Network, because it is important for us to continue to gather information on items or ideas or processes, anything that you guys might have a question on, that we can possibly maybe not even just help you, but help others in the process of answering those questions. So don't forget to drop some questions if you guys have any at any point in time, because it definitely helps us fuel the old brain cells with ideas to help others. So I hope you guys are excited. It's going to be a wild and fun ride here for the next duration of the this show. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate you guys. And shout out Jimmy. Jimmy's not with us today, but we love you, buddy. So shout out to Jimmy.
he's on the road again today, taking a little vacation time. Hey, speaking of comments, a few little housekeeping issues we want to handle with you guys. Guys, we would love to feature your store on our holiday gift buying, searching for things on eBay or whatever platform you're on. So drop a comment, and we only received one comment this week with a featured store, so we're going to be showing that later in the video. We want to show some things in people's stores that maybe something you're interested in, maybe something you need, maybe something that's on a wish list for Christmas. We want to support other resellers. I know myself, I'm working on a list currently and just beginning to look in a few stores to see some things that I think would be a good gifts for my family members. We are not against at my household. Kevin did a long time ago. Commonwealth Picker did the "You might be a reseller." You might be a reseller if something that was bought via thrift store, via eBay, via Poshmark is found under your tree or in a stocking. You might be a reseller. We actually we practiced that at our household. Last year, I actually gave what my daughter's reverse weave sweatshirts that I had found at the thrifty. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Stick around, and we're going to go over Ott's Antiques and check their store out a little bit. But before we get into that, we did get some comments that I want to recognize. First up is a longtime friend of each and every one of us. We've spent a little time with this guy in the past, both on listing and loafing, and some of us actually got to hang with him, picking a little bit. I've gone out with him numerous times. Old School Picker, guys. If you're not subscribed to Old School Picker, a good friend of ours, great guy, great reseller. He says, "Boom! 2 shout outs in one video." Great video. Appreciate you guys. He was largely responsible for one of the biggest hat buys I've ever been involved in, which is saying something. Over 800 hats purchased on the 127. Me and Tim did our best to move them all before we left, and we almost succeeded. We had to bring a little home because you can't go home empty-handed. Like, it's one of those things. But check that video out. On several people's channels about the 127. Also, Gil P wrote, "Great episodes, such valuable information from all." We thank you, Gil P, for watching. And this says, "Great video, guys. Thank you for your fantastic information. I'm always excited to see what you guys share on RIN. Keep up the great content." Hey, we appreciate each and every one of the guys that are in here, commenting in here, watching these videos, sharing them with your friends and neighbors. One other comment that I wanted to get to, and this is a comment / instruction. Now, Gravity Goods did a little twist on Tim's ending, And Cameron says, tell a friend, they best be tuning in to RIN. So, Cameron, we thank you for the little tagline, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, tune into this thing. You never know what you will learn. We all take for granted sometimes that we think that we know a little bit more, but I can tell you learn stuff new every day. I learned 2 or 3 things today as we were listing live. So it happens to all of us. So we're going to jump right in this 101 with Over the Years, Tim.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode's 101 in reselling. So for those of you that don't know, I am a multi-platform seller. The way I just said multi, though, made me feel like I was about ready to say multi-platinum selling artist. But no, I'm a multi-platform seller, meaning I sell on more than one platform. Now, obviously, this is kind of like a little bit of a advanced 101 because when you're starting out, we've talked about this before. When you're starting out, sometimes it is best to just learn one platform first and then kind of work your way through the other platforms. I think what this is going to do is not necessarily edging you on or pushing you to jump off and into selling onto every single platform, but giving you an opportunity to kind of see the ins and outs, basic intro into each platform, some of the pros, some of the cons, some of the things that I like about them, and some of the things that I don't personally like about them. But through that process, you might hear something or that might intrigue you to look further into selling on that platform or even give it a try. So we're going to go ahead and look into some, I'm going to guide you guys with sharing my screen through each one of these platforms, give you a little bit of ins and outs on each one, and go over the pros and the cons. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this edition of 101 for reselling, we're just going to give you a brief introduction into the different platforms that are available to be on as a reseller. I'm just going to go over the ones that I am currently reselling on since I do sell on multiple platforms. Now, remember, this is a 101. This is not a deep dive into these platforms because that can be a bit of a longer segment. So in the future, that is something that we will go into down the road as far as breaking down each platform a little bit more. But for now, I'm just going to give you some of the platforms and a little bit of information on each platform. So I actually got my start in reselling by selling on Etsy. So for those of you that don't know, Etsy is a pretty broad platform. It initially started out as a platform for people to sell their handcrafted items on. Eventually, they opened the door for vintage items. So the main thing about Etsy is you have to sell items that are vintage. In this case, anything that is 20 years or older, you can resell on Etsy. Now, there is a bit of a more detailed, complicated fee structure on Etsy. And like I said, that's something that we will go into a little bit further down the road. But Etsy is a great platform for selling vintage items. I do generally get a better dollar value amount on Etsy than I do on the other platforms. They do not do offers on Etsy, but like I said, the fee structure is a little bit more complicated in comparison to the other platforms. But it is something that I started on, and I grew a pretty strong base based on my total amount of sales and my reviews and so forth. But there are a lot of pros and a lot of cons about reselling on Etsy, just like any other platform. So if you have any questions about Etsy and something that you want us to dive into in a further episode, make sure you guys leave those questions below. And that's for any of these platforms, obviously. And then the next up is going to be Mercari. Mercari is another platform that I currently sell on. Now, Mercari is always hit or miss. Mercari is probably the easiest platform to list on. They have the least amount of things that you're going to go through throughout your listing. To me, I find it to be the easiest platform to list on. Fees are, I believe, I feel so bad because I told myself I wasn't going to go too deep into each platform. But the fees, I believe are around 20%. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Um, I will tell you also though that the thing about mercari is if a listing doesn't sell within a certain amount of time on mercari, it basically goes stale. That's something that I personally am bad at. I need to go back and adjust my older listings, delist them, and relist them. But you can do fairly well on mercari. I sell a wide range of things on mercari. I know video games get a lot of popularity, and video game accessories and consoles and whatnot. I do very well on there with vintage Pyrex. I also do pretty well on there with some sports stuff as well, and then golf clubs also. You could sell hats on there, shirts. I mean, you could sell everything on there. And like I said, there are pros and cons to each of these platforms. So don't forget, if you have any questions about mercari, please feel free to drop those in the comment section below. The one thing about mercari that's different than Etsy is the payment process. You have to wait 3 days after your item has been delivered, or have the buyer rate you as soon as it gets delivered. So you do not get paid until you have either been rated or 3 days have passed since delivery. So that is one of the downfalls. It's not necessarily a downfall, but one of the things that kind of sucks in comparison to some of the other platforms. Up next, we're going to talk about Poshmark. Poshmark started out generally as a clothing reselling platform. Now you can sell other items on there, such as household items, I believe electronics as well, makeup and things like that, jewelry, accessories. Now, Poshmark takes flat 20%, but they also pay for your shipping, which is also pretty good. Now, you're going to get a ton of lowball offers on Poshmark, and there's going to be a ton of competition. And there's a lot of things that go into Poshmark, such as sharing your closet and sharing your items and sharing other people's closets. It's a whole lot that goes into to Poshmark. And like I said, you're going to deal with a lot of lowball offers on there. Depends on what you're selling, obviously. I generally just sell anything that I list clothing wise. I list on Poshmark, whether it's vintage or new, women's or men's. But it depends on what you're selling and on how successful you can be on there. But for me, it's always good to have an extra opportunity to make a sale. Some things might sell on Poshmark quicker than they might sell on eBay. That's something that you have to remember too about all these platforms. The more you list on all these platforms, the more of an idea you will get on what may sell better on each platform, what may sell quicker, what may sell for more money. Those are some of those things that you're going to have to deal with. Poshmark has the same sort of concept as mercari as far as payouts go. Once your item gets delivered, you either get rated or an X amount of time has to pass before you automatically get those funds released to be able to be withdrawn into your bank account. Next is going to be Grailed. Grailed was originally just a men's clothing platform that specialized pretty much in like streetwear and vintage. They had a sister website called Heroin, which eventually, as of recent, has merged to make it one whole site. So I do believe you can sell women's clothes on Grailed now. Grailed, shout out to Cernoch, who obviously on the panel. He is a guy that does a lot on Grailed. I don't do as much on Grailed as I used to, but I have started getting back into it since I kind of have moved away from doing more clothing stuff on Whatnot. I'm getting back into doing Grailed. Grailed is a great place to sell vintage hats on. You have a good international base on Grailed as well, which makes things a lot easier. Grailed will also provide you with your own shipping labels if you elect to do that. The Grailed fees are pretty good. I believe they're 9%. And then you have obviously payment processing fees that will be tacked on to that 9%. So Grailed is definitely good, but it is definitely also very centric towards streetwear and vintage items. Like you can sell everything on there, but that's where you're going to find your bread and butter. Is streetwear and vintage items. Like I said, vintage hats do really well on Grailed. If you come across like newer like streetwear, that's another great place for that. They will also do authentication on certain items, which is also beneficial to you as well. Payment with Grailed is pretty much instant, depending on how they pay, obviously. But and you might have to go through a time period if you're just starting on Grailed, where it will take some time where they'll hold your items and you'll have to upload a tracking number and so forth. But eventually it gets to a point where it is instant. So right now, I do get paid instantly when I sell an item on Grailed, which is awesome. Next up is going to be Depop. Depop is also a platform that is based around clothing. And it is all clothing, men, women, and children. But it is also a very hipster sort of platform where you're going to be focusing on vintage stuff. You're going to be focusing on artsy stuff. You're going to be focusing on streetwear, things like that. And the layout of Depop is also very social media esque driven. So you can get a little bit more creative with the way that make your listings and things of that nature. You can also get offers on. You can accept offers and send offers, I believe, on Grailed. I forgot to mention that. On Depop, you can accept offers and counter offer if somebody does send you an offer. Those are fairly new options to the platforms as well. So that's definitely something you want to keep your eye out on when you're using Depop and Grailed. Just like Poshmark, not as bad, but just like Poshmark, you will get some lowball offers, just like most platforms. The only platform that I'm going to speak about today that you can't get offers on is Etsy. That's the only platform that does not offer offers. But yeah, Depop, you want to focus more in on sort of that aspect of it. Like I said, it is kind of social media esque driven as far as the layout goes. That's probably the platform I sell the least on. But like I said, you never know. So like if you're using List Perfectly or any of these cross listing, softwares and programs, it is not a bad idea to just list something on all of these sites because you never know what eyes might be on browsing on which site, which might help you sell your items faster. So and then obviously there's eBay. You guys pretty much know about eBay by now. If you don't, you've come to the right place. We will always be talking about eBay here at the Reseller Information Network. eBay obviously has its pros and cons, just like every other one of these reselling platforms. The number one thing about eBay, obviously, is the amount of traffic. It's going to be the platform that generates the most traffic. Obviously, there's different fee structures and different memberships and subscriptions and things like that you can do. Same, you have the subscription fee on Etsy as well. And like I said, I could go an hour into each one of these platforms. So if you have questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section. If there's a platform that you want us to do a deep dive on more so, let us know and we'll add that into a future episode. The one thing obviously about eBay that most people are not happy with is the fact that, you don't get paid. Somebody can win an auction and not pay you. Somebody can accept an offer or send you an offer and not pay you immediately. So there's a lot of that sort of stuff. There's a lot of scamming and stuff that you need to be aware of, especially as a new reseller on eBay. But you can find out information about eBay just by tuning in here, obviously, the Reseller Information Network. And if there's any other questions, I'm going to say it again. Make sure you drop those questions in the comments because that'll be an opportunity for us to, do a little bit more of a deep dive. And down the road, we will go into each one of these platforms a little bit deeper. And the last platform is going to be Whatnot. I have actually been selling on Whatnot for over a year now, almost a year and a half, I guess. Whatnot is a 24-hour live streaming auction website or app, both. Now, with Whatnot, you cannot just sign up and sell. You have to be approved to be a seller on there, but it is a great opportunity, especially if you're dealing with bulk items. If you're getting items in bulk at very low cost, it's a great opportunity for you to make money. It's also a great opportunity to turn some inventory. Sometimes it's a lot easier to sell something when you're talking to somebody about it than it is to just put something up online and then rely on somebody else to buy it. I have been selling on Whatnot for a long time. When I first started, I was just selling vintage clothing. Then I moved into sports cards. I've also done estate sale. I've also done vintage glass and ceramics on there. I've sold jewelry on there. I've sold everything on there. So it just depends. Whatnot is different for each and every seller, so it might not be for you. But it is something to keep an open mind for. If you fall into one of those categories that I mentioned, that might be beneficial to you as a reseller by applying to sell on Whatnot. If you have any more questions about Whatnot, or you're interested in maybe applying for Whatnot, feel free to reach out to us, and one of us will give you a referral code that will help you as far as selling on Whatnot. And we can definitely give you a ton of advice. As you know, Cernoch, myself, and Eric have all been selling on Whatnot for a very long time. But it is something that is it is still very young, so it's evolving. There's changes being made all the time. So I have to adjust my selling along with Whatnot as well. So there'll be times where I might not be selling on Whatnot that week, or there'll be times where I might be totally selling on Whatnot that week. It all just very comes down to a lot of different variables. But hopefully this kind of opened everybody's eyes up to the different platforms that are available for you to sell on out there. And like I said, hopefully we can go into a little bit more of a deep dive on all these platforms moving forward. So these are the platforms one more time. You have Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, Grailed, eBay, and Whatnot. So those are all the reselling platforms that I currently sell on. And hopefully this kind of opens you guys up to the possibility of maybe reselling on more than just one platform. Hopefully you guys will have tons of questions because we love answering questions and helping everybody out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and kick things back to everybody on the panel.
Thank you, Tim. Definitely, you guys, it is good for me, I always think about putting all my eggs in one basket. Like there's various ways to do that, by selling different items, or by, putting more eyes on your item through different platforms. Obviously, like you said in the beginning, take it easy. You don't have to dive all in at once, but there may be something you like better. Maybe there's an easier platform for you than what you're currently using. So check it out. All right, guys, we're going to jump into a deep dive with Cernoch.
Hey, all right. So we're gonna do a little deep dive, a little something. I get a lot of these questions. I'm a big sneaker seller, so I'm gonna show you all some stuff. Like, look, I got a box of sneakers right here. Okay, but you may go to thrift store. You may go to some retail stores, Nike outlets, Marshalls, Ross, wherever you may find new or used sneakers. Now, a lot of people say, hey, how do I know which sneaker I have? There's so many different kinds. There's so many different variations and colorways, and I just don't. I'm overwhelmed. I wish there was an easy way to know exactly which kind of pair of sneakers I have. Now, sometimes when you have the box, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, you can find your sizing, your codes, and everything. But what happens when you don't have the box? Okay, I sell a lot of sneakers used without the box. Okay, I always make a joke. Someone's like, "Wait, you don't have the box?" I'm like, "You wearing the box too? You put those in your shoes?" Okay, so listen. Sometimes you can't find. You got a sneaker. Always look at the tag, and I'm going to show you some things, what to look for on the tag in this deep dive. So I've got some things we're going to pop up on the screen right here, and I'm going to kind of show you where to look and where to get the information. Okay, Nike. This is our most like prominent brand in the U.S. Nike the sell-through rate on Nike is ridiculous. Now we'll take a look at the tag inside. You're going to see a lot of numbers and a lot of different things. But what I want to cue you into is that red arrow. Now, this is the only picture I have with the red arrow, but that is going to show you, that red arrow is going to show you the unique code for this exact shoe. So the code for this is AQ3366-601. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put that into Google, okay, and it's going to show you what shoe comes up, because a lot of websites like Nike and all the other sites that sell these shoes have this code somewhere in their metadata or in their description, or so it'll be somewhere on the website. So you'll see, and you'll be like, okay, that's the shoe that I have in my hand. That's the shoe I see on the screen. So that's what it is. And it'll give you the name, the model, the colorway, and all of those are great things you can do research on. And then you can take that model number and put it into eBay as well to comp it out. And we've already kind of talked about in other episodes how to comp, how to do a quality comp on your items. So that is the information you are going to need. Now, Nike. Now, this is probably the most like Nike tag you'll see. They've made this one since early 2000s all the way up to kind of recently the 2020s. Okay. Now they have changed it. Okay. This is their new tag. Okay. The new tag has instead of a barcode, they put a QR code on this. Now that QR code can lead back to Nike, but you have to see sometimes Nike sells out, removes that information, so your QR code may go to a dead end. But again, if you look, let's see, turn this way. If you look right here, you'll see CZ9188-001. Now, kind of step back. Your CZ9188, that number is for the shoe model. The -001 is for the color code or the colorway of your shoe, because they make a lot of same shoe like an Air Max 95, but they have 100 different colorways. So you'll see it in those last three, just the numbers. Then you'll see, all the way to the left, you'll see US 10.5. That's a 10.5. Then you'll have the UK size 9.5. Your European size, EUR is European, 44.5. And then you have centimeters, your Chinese, and your Brazilian. So, but usually you're going to use your US size, your UK size, and your European size. Now, I know on eBay they ask you for an Australian size. I usually go with the UK size because they're interchangeable. UK size is your Australian size. So those are things you're going to want to look out for. And then also you're going to see right here, it gives you the manufacturer date as well. So you can see that these were made in 2021. And if you want to put the UPC code in, it gives you the UPC code. Now, Nike sometimes adds a couple extra zeros, so you may have to play around with it. I usually start with 1944. I usually start with the first number I see. So that's kind of like looking at the newer Nike tags. And now this one is an old Nike tag. And you're gonna be like, yo, all right, now I'm like, wait, you showed this one? Okay, I got that one. You showed this one? Okay, I got that one. Now we're gonna look at a little bit different. Now this is a US size 13.5. Now you would think your number is up here. Your number is up here, but actually it's right above the barcode, 139306, and then there's your 103. That's your colorway. Okay, so Nike's always use a 9-digit number, 6 in the front, a dash, and then your color code is 3 other numbers. Okay, now here's the thing about these tags. If you see these tags, these are usually from the 90s. Okay, now kind of with the internet and how it's kind of, you may not be able to plug in that code and find anything. So that's where something you may have to use like a Google image or something like that to kind of link it all together. Now, I have found, certain style shoes that are very coveted from the 90s. You can find it by the style code, but I've run into some dead ends sometimes because, not everything's always on the internet, exactly, how it is. So you may have to do a little bit of digging. All right, let's go to some other brands that I want to show you as well so we can kind of decode these together. Now, this is an Adidas tag. Okay, now you're like, wait a minute. Okay, made in China. I see it's a US 11. I see it's a UK 10.5. Okay, now you're like, wait, what's FR? What's FR? Now, they do something a little bit different. They do a French sizing, which uses like 1/3, 1/2, 2/3, and etc. Okay, eBay just allowed to put these kind of numbers in the European. I put the FR in the European code. Now you're like, well, Chris, I see YJ606004. What does that mean? Don't use that. Don't worry about that. The 03/21, that means it was produced in 2021. Now, your older tags may not have this. But what I'm going to show you on the Adidas is the most important thing, because it really hasn't changed from over the years, is the ART number. Okay, your article number is your style code. So for this, it would be found right here. Okay, right here, FZ2477. So FZ2477. That's the code you're going to be looking up, and you can do it right with me. You can open up a new tab, type in Adidas FZ2477, and see what shows up. Okay, but it's easier if you have it kind of in your hand. Now this one's a little bit different. This code is, let's see, that code's way down there. That's sometimes you got to dig way down in the shoe. Sometimes it's on the sides, and then also sometimes it's underneath, right here, underneath the insole. So make sure you're looking. So for Adidas, your ART number. Oh, this one's easy because I have the box. This one is FZ0550, seen right there. Okay, now this is a personal pair that I haven't worn yet. I don't know if I'm wearing these or not, but that's a personal pair that'll go back into the closet. Now let's take a look at New Balance. New Balance. Okay, we're going to show all these tags. New Balance is another hot sneaker brand you should be looking for. Now you're like, okay, whoa, this one's like a lot different than your Nike and your Adidas. All right, Chris, what am I looking at? I'm seeing a bunch of numbers. I'm going to make it really clear. Okay, so, all right. This top, at the very top, you see the D. D is your width, okay? D is your width. You may see D, B, 2E, 4E, 6E. That is all on the width, okay? Now, right below D, you see MHANZSGB. That is your code for New Balance. Now, you can see the manufacturer right here, manufactured in 2016, okay? And then you'll see the US size, the UK size, the EU size, and then the size in centimeters, which is rarely used in online reselling, okay? But your code is up here, is the MHANCSGB. Now, you may see a lot of different, you might see M1300GBR or something like that. All those are just different style codes. Now, with New Balance, they use a letter system for their colorway. So usually the last two or three letters will give you the color code. Okay. All right, and then the last one we're gonna take a look at, Under Armour. Okay, I'm just kind of running through the main brands we see. Under Armour. Now you're gonna be like, okay, now all the information you've given me, Chris, we're gonna use our context clues to see if we can figure this out. Okay, so Under Armour. So we have a US size 10, a UK size 9, EU is 44. Then you got your centimeters and your Chinese. Okay, date. All right, you know the date, 2018. Okay, 10/8, so October of 2018. Now you're like, wait a minute. Okay, this is the number. Your ART number right here for Under Armour. So your number you would put in there is 302-1294-102. And that is the last, it's kind of very similar to Nike. The last 3 digits is your colorway. So hopefully we're going to review them. So you got your Nike tags, okay? Hopefully you've gotten all that information. I know it's a lot of just different numbers and all this stuff, but hopefully this helps you with sneakers. And if you have some comments or questions, please leave them down in the comments, because, hey, I could do a 30 to 45 minute video just on sneakers and tags and all that stuff. So I kind of simplified it for you. Now all you have to do is, now you know where to find those numbers. All you got to do is hit Google and put those numbers in eBay so you can find out if that's the shoe you have, okay, or if, you know, and what's it selling for. Now, the thing is, there's sometimes that these numbers don't match, but we'll get that into another episode, because that's determining if your shoe is real or not. But you'll have to, maybe episode 9, 10, we'll dive into that. So, thank you guys. Hopefully that kind of gave you some information. Listen, the sneaker market is hot. eBay has spent millions and millions of dollars in marketing their sneakers. Authentication and bringing people to eBay. So, hey, when you're out there looking for sneakers, use those helpful hints to be able to know what you're picking up.
Thanks, Cernoch. I can tell you, man, every time these guys come on, no matter who it is, there's little nuggets you pick up. I know for me, this past week's episode with Cernoch's boot thing had me out looking. And honestly, I found boots. I found boots this past week that I probably would have just said, going on by.
What was that one thing you saw in that pair of boots you showed me earlier?
Dude, the Chelsea boots and the like that was immediate. And there's like just showing style codes. Like, actually got a little Chelsea action right here. This is all Cernoch because that would have been sitting in the closet. I can tell you, I would have looked at this like these old man shoes. Like I definitely ain't going for that. But yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind learning. Hey, if you're learning, you're earning.
Bars.
Take that one to the bank. So, hey, we're gonna go ahead and jump in on this reseller hack with Leroy. Let's go.
Okay, everybody. My reseller hack for today is going to be something a little different, something that will help you save money, even as a beginner or an expert. This is something that you can do to save space and even to save material. So what I do is I actually have a thing that's a seamer, and this is my seamer here. So this is what you can get them on Amazon. You can get them in different places. There are some of them are a lot of money, and some of them are cheaper. I'm going to do a small little thing for you guys today and just give you an idea of how I use mine and to save material and stuff like that. So I have this Kindle that I'm going to be shipping out, and I also have some foam paper. So it's just a sheet of foam paper, and I'm actually going to make my own. I'm going to make my own bag. It's really easy to do. You got to be careful. These things get really hot. Voila, there's one end. Then what I'll do is I'll check the size of it. Okay, just an estimated size. Go back in. Okay. Just one more little trim here. Okay, so I'll do the back end, put on the bottom, and they can be smoky, guys. So here's my pocket. Now I'll take my little Kindle, put it right inside, flip it over, put some tape on it, and I just made myself a pocket that you guys would go and buy. And it's just out of some thin foam. And you also can do it with bubble wrap. So I'm going to take this sheet of bubble wrap, put it right in here. I mean, it's so cool just to be able to make your own bags. I mean, pretty much. It's crazy. I mean, look at that, guys. I really I love doing it. It's actually fun. So here's another bag that I made. I'll slide this little guy down in here. And now what I'll do is I have this bag and I want to make the bag smaller. So I can, same thing. I believe this is an 18-inch seamer, and I'll just put her in, press it down. Whoop. All done. And then I'll take my item, Put it right in the bag there. Close it over. Put my label on it, and you can put it in another box, or you can ship it out. Some of you guys wouldn't feel comfortable with putting a Kindle in just a bag if you have enough bubble wrap, or you can just do it like that and put it in a bag. Then you know it's waterproof and everything is, pretty much secure. I really would suggest to look into one of these. I really like them. I've been using them for years. I make smaller bags. Now I have another end of a bag that I can use for something else. And it's really, really cool trick to just have in your pocket. And anybody have any other questions on them, please make sure you message me on Instagram. And thanks, guys. Back to you, Eric.
Yo, that's crazy.
I love it.
That's like Tim's getting one for Christmas, right? Josie, if you're listening, Tim wants a sealer.
That was pretty awesome. Now I understand why Leroy was so excited in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm like watching it, I'm like, wait, does it cut it and seal it, or does it just cut it by sealing it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it cuts it by sealing it from the heat.
Oh man, that is rad, dude.
Yeah, I saw the double click on the cut, the single click on the seal.
If I did it a little further, you would have seen the red click, and that's fire.
Oh yeah, I saw the smoke coming up. So do not use the sealer by smoke detectors. Also, clean the sealer after you use it. I've made that mistake myself.
No.
That you will have a smoky hot mess. But yeah, thanks, Leroy, man. Definitely a little pro tip action for the resellers in this world. Yeah, I know too. Leroy didn't mention this, but I know you can buy those monster rolls of bag material. Basically, it's like a tube, and then you can just make your own bags like crazy with just one tube. It's far cheaper than buying poly bags if you're able to do it that way. But just a little clothing resellers, that's a big deal right there. Like, save some money on that. Hey, so guys, what we want to do, like we said, we want you guys dropping your store links if you're comfortable with doing that. But hey, we're gonna dive in a little bit to Ott's Antiques store and maybe do a little perusing in here and seeing if there's anything that we're into. I've already got a little preview of this store, and actually, it's kind of funny. I shop with Ott's Antiques sometimes. We go do a little picking together, so I recognize some of the things in here. But we're gonna show their store, feature their store this week. And guys, if you see something, the link for Ott's Antique store will be down below, and we want you to go check that out. If you find anything cool, just drop them a little comment. Said, "Hey, saw you on RIN. Just wanted to share a little love." So here we are, Ott's Antique store. Guys, I see some stuff just right out the back. For one, like, check that out. 6,900K items sold. That's pretty good. They got a little auction action going on some 80s wrestling figures, little Sugar Ray Leonard. You guys seeing anything on here that you're into?
So we're shopping right now, right?
Yeah, we can look. We can peruse. What's something we'd be down with? You guys want to search?
Yeah, let's see if he's got any cool hats.
Hat. You know you got to go hats, right? What's he got? He's got a little dead stock Superman racing. Hey, little vintage pizza hat.
Dale Earnhardt.
Hey.
Yeah.
Falsey.
Little Raiders action.
Let's get in on that thing. What we got here? Little Raiders action? What's the tag, Cernoch? What's the tag?
Well, it says AJD in the title. So.
Well, it says ADG. ADJ.
Oh, see, we might.
We'll get you. We'll get you right, boy. We'll get you right. What else you want to look at? What else we want to look at here?
We got to see t-shirt. I'm
Yeah,
sure
let's
they got
let's
some
see
t-shirts in
t-shirts.
there.
Like, I know he's listed
A
some
little
cool
vintage
t-shirts.
tea, a little vintage tea. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, little 90s. I want the world to be drug free.
Oh, we can't see it right now. Is that just me?
Did you open it up in a new link?
Huh. Man.
Eric, write down 360.
There we go.
There we
36.
I got you. I got you.
Just type in vintage. Let's just see what's in there. They have in their vintage.
Look at that.
A little NASCAR.
NASCAR action. Look at that. Ooh, look at that
That's
Looney
Tweety.
Tunes.
That Tweety bird is dope.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We got some NASCAR. We got some motorcycle.
Harley. Whoa, look at that.
Ooh, look at that one.
That one's fresh.
Bill Elliott. Very
All right,
cool.
let's go vintage, straight vintage. He's probably got some sweatshirts in here too.
Great
I'd imagine.
vintage.
Straight vintage. Oh, a little vintage G.I. Joe. What we got here? G.I. Joe is there. Whoa. Whoa. Groot and Stables.
What is that? We'll go back up a little bit first.
What is it?
That thing, that Super Mario. Oh, it's a wallet. I thought it was like a what do they call? What do you call those things when you separate? It's like a tapestry.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Did you guys know what this thing is?
Boggling.
Bowlins? You know it? I don't know that either.
There goes those vintage lunch boxes he said he was listing today.
Yeah. New listing. G.I. Joe Aladdin.
A lot of nostalgia. Look at that 90s.
Oh, look at this, Cernoch.
Yeah.
I know Cernoch's a turtle guy. So.
Yeah.
What does
Like
he say?
that
What is it? Isn't there a little kid that says, "I like turtles"?
Yeah. I like turtles.
Turtle. Look, we were talking holidays, right? We're talking holidays. Look at this little stocking here. Baseball card holiday stocking. Football Toytronics. Look at that little vintage action. Oh.
That's not bad for $20. You might want to get a bid in down there.
$20. Let's go.
Perfect.
All right, guys. We just wanted to take a minute and share just a little bit from his store. Go check it out. The link will be down below for Ott's Antique Store. And those guys that recently launched a store as well, you can get there via Instagram. So go check that out. That's a cool little feature. And all the guys on this panel, hey, all those stores are down below as well. You feeling a little holiday love, go on and support your boys. Like you can drop down and do a little shopping. I will tell you personally, if you find something in my store you like, shoot me a little message. Say, hey, I saw you on RIN, and we'll give you a little lookout connection.
And guys, just in case you guys don't know, this is the holiday season. Today that this is dropping is actually Black Friday. So Black Friday, you want to get those deals, but you also can come online here and get deals from our friends and from us, and we can get stuff from you as well. So that's why we're asking you guys to put your links in. I didn't mean to jump in, Eric, but I want to make sure that we wish everybody a good holiday season and to let you guys know that it is Black Friday today.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you guys, like we said, I mean, I know all the guys on this panel, dude. If you are a subscriber, if you are a supporter of this channel, we're gonna show the love. I'll just go ahead and tell you, like, just shoot us a message on eBay. like make sure you shoot us a message, because if you send me a ridiculous offer and you didn't shoot me a message, I'm probably gonna be like, we'll be talking about you next Tuesday.
You know what we should do is we should make a RIN code.
RIN.
Yeah. We're already on the same page.
Lincoln. It's the hat. We're linking in.
It's like Captain Planet, but resellers and hats.
Yeah.
When these 4 hats combine,
we hold the power. Yeah. So yeah, we want to do that. In fact, I will just go ahead and straight up tell you guys that we'll have a RIN coupon. I'm just speaking for all these guys right now, but we'll have an RIN coupon for each one of our stores. I'll put a link in there, and obviously the links for everybody's stores are there anyway. But like we'll give you a little, hey, type in code RIN and hit this. We'll have the code down there. It may not let us all do the same code. I don't know how it works, but I have actually used coupons recently. We're gonna jump into our Q&A and then we'll ask some questions. But yeah, check that out. Check everybody's store out. Show Ots Antiques some love. Hit him up on Instagram if there's any questions or anything about his stuff. So let's jump into that Q&A. All right. So questions, guys. First off, I'll just ask this question because we were just talking about it. Have you guys used the coupon program on eBay?
I have, yes.
Have you had success with it? Have you had some people hitting it up or what? And how do you send it out? That's the second part.
Okay. So usually what I do is you can build it into eBay, and it's just like an automatic off coupon. Okay. So if they put in like at the top of your eBay listing, it'll give like a little banner and say, save an extra 10% by using coupon code Cernoch holiday or something like that. So it's like one of those things where if someone would like watch the item, like this is how I kind of think about my coupon. If someone would watch the item, I'm gonna send them an offer. And usually that offer is 10 to 15% off. So if it's a determining factor to whether they purchase it or not, and they're kind of like, nah, and they see that, wait, I get another 10% off, boom, they'll buy it instantly right there. So that's how I kind of think about it, and I kind of use it. And so because all my prices are a little bit higher, I don't because I do a 20% off, across the board anyway. But just to give them that, maybe to push them over the edge, that 10% maybe saves them on a $100 item, maybe $10. So maybe I would accept that offer anyway. So if I have a pair of shoes or a jacket for $100 and someone sends me a $90 offer, I'm taking that all day. So putting that coupon code up there, it works out to where that may be the tipping point where they go, you know what? I get another $10 off. Boom. They don't send an offer, nothing. They buy it instantly, pay for it instantly.
There you go. There you go. Leroy, you messing with that coupon or what?
No, sir. I am not. I'm going to be doing a little bit of different things coming up in the next week or so. I won't be able to do as many listings. So I'm going to be playing around, sending some coupons out, and also trying to clean up some of my item Pacifics.
I know Leroy usually runs some mega sales around the holidays. So definitely check his store out because you'll be able to see a deal. Tim, what we got going on? Couponing, man? Or?
No, I've never really dabbled in the coupons, but excuse me, still getting over that RIN bug. But yeah, no, I've never done a coupon, but because I generally just run sales and send offers and stuff like that. I'm curious though because I wonder if. So say I'm running a 20. I'm about to ask a question while answering the question.
I think I know. I have to answer your question. I already know.
Okay, so say I'm running a 20% off sale, and then somebody has a coupon that I have available for 20%. Do they now get 40% off with that coupon?
Well, okay, not technically, but you're already dropping your. So say you have a $100 item.
Mhm.
When you run that 20% off promotion, it's going to drop it to 80.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do another coupon, say you do a 10% coupon, make it easier. Okay. It's already at $80. Okay. When they use that 10% off coupon, it's going to take $8 off $80. So
Gotcha.
basically, they're getting that item for $72.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not
So
compounding
maybe-
it like that much.
Yeah.
It's not from like the 100, so you wouldn't be dropping like $40
Yeah.
off. You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we'll do maybe I'll dabble in a little bit of the coupon.
I think a 10%
Double
off.
coupon.
Yeah, I think a 10% off coupon has. I did a 10%. I dabbled in it. I did a 15% off coupon because usually my orders or my offers would be 15% off.
Yeah.
So I dabbled between 15 and 10. It really, it didn't really kind of matter. What I did see was an increase of automatic buyers. People that came and looked at the item and said, "Oh, I can use the coupon code." Boom. All right, I'm a buy it.
So the coupon just is there. Like you don't have to like tell people about the coupon.
Nope,
The coupon
nope,
is automatically
it has
there.
it has it at the top. Now, one thing the coupon you cannot use the coupon for. Say you have a $80 item, and I send you a $60 offer.
You can't use
item.
a coupon on top of the offer.
If you accept that offer, I can't use the coupon.
The coupon.
So accepting the offer nullifies everything with the coupon. With the coupon, they have to buy it outright. That's why I kind of like it, and that's why I kind of.
I think I'm gonna dabble in some couponing.
Yeah, dude, just start off with 5 or
10%. Yeah, 10% coupon.
It's easy. We send out those offers anyway, so it'll definitely help.
Cernoch, I have a little question on the coupon as well. So you guys asked me, I had not used it, but I have gone in to try to set one up with coupons to someone who has purchased something already. And I don't know if it's ask you for a code or ask you to make up a code.
Yes.
I've tried a couple of things. It didn't work. So I was done with it.
I got you.
So what is the fix on that?
You have to go create one. You do have to go create one.
Yeah, you have to create one.
You have to create one first before you can try to implement one.
Here's a question. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Can I show you real quick?
Yeah. While you're pulling all that up, I'll put you on. I'll just share my little coupon thing. You can customize your coupons. So here's what I got going on: 20% off 3 items or more. And I've had 2 or 3 people take me up on this, and I've only been doing it for like a week. So it actually, like, that 20% off. Basically, you're giving a coupon, but you're also getting something in return, right? Because you're shipping 3 items, not 1. So it kind of helps with the multi-quantity. So that's my little tip. You can do it for 2. Like, there's a way to customize it all kinds of ways. You choose the percentage, you choose how many items. You could actually do a dollar figure off items if you wanted to. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. So
let's do this. Here, let me. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
So you guys are getting the bonus.
I know.
Bonus session today.
All right, let's see. Y'all can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to basically go into marketing. Okay. So go into marketing, and then over here, it's going to say create a promotion. Boom, coupon right there. Okay. Hit the coupon. Brings you up to the coupon. My internet.
Turn it on.
We can edit this in post production. Oh, we're not gonna work now. Okay, so here's your coupon code. Okay, so basically, what you would do is, like say we're gonna make the RIN coupon. So RIN, Thanksgiving. All right, boom, RIN Thanksgiving or something like that. If we wanted to do, all right, it gives you 15 characters. Now your offer name, now this won't be visible buyers. This is just for your own. Now you can set it up private coupon or public coupon. Now, if you do a private coupon, this is how we would do our RIN coupon. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do a
know
private
the code?
coupon, and then we could put it in the base of our YouTube video. You could be like, hey, plug this into your coupon, use this as a coupon code, blah blah blah, and then you can set it up where, or if you do a public coupon, that's where your coupon goes above every. If someone clicks into a listing, it says save an extra 10% by using coupon code, whatever you typed in up here. Okay, and then you can just do your discount type. Okay, here we go. Your usage limits. Like, hey, if you've got something crazy in there, you can limit how much they spend or how, but I usually maximum savings is $100. I have rarely have $1,000 item. So if it's 10% off, so I leave it that way. And then item eligibility, you can go in there and go specific categories or all inventory or whatever you want. Say you like do hats, all my hats. I can just do like, hey, I'm gonna run 50% off coupon on all my hats, and send that out to people or have it, public or whatever like that. And then you just launch coupon down here. So you add a description, duration, and then launch coupon. So
it's similar to if you were to launch a launch a sale.
Yeah. So that's kind of how to really quickly do that. So
thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Always learning. There we go. Just like
I say, start off with a 10% off coupon, because again, that might push that potential buyer over the edge. So hopefully that answers the question.
Hey, so I had left the question, how long do you keep items up before taking them down? You probably asked the wrong people, but
Wait, how long do I what?
Keep items listed before taking them down. Like, do you purge your store?
I'll go first.
All right.
So I never. I've never done that before. I've been experimenting a lot lately with a lot of different things, to be perfectly honest with you. I was contemplating taking everything down in my eBay store and selling similar for every single item before Black Friday. That was something I was considering. Now, as far as like just taking it down and giving up on it, on Etsy, maybe yes. On eBay, no, because it doesn't cost me to list each item. On Etsy, you're paying a price to list your item, and even when it refreshes after X amount of time, you know what I'm saying, you basically will pay that insertion fee again. So, but as far as like just is there a time limit? No, because sometimes things are going to be long tail sales, and then sometimes like you might list something in Christmas and it doesn't sell during Christmas. So it might like take a few more months until afterwards when just somebody is randomly searching for Christmas because they think they're going to get a good deal because it's not Christmas anymore. So like there's so many different situations that go into it. I wouldn't put a time frame on anything. I think that once again, you never know who's going to be looking, but what you want to do is we talked about this before, is you want to make sure that when you're getting down to that item getting close to being relisted automatically, delist it and either relist it as Cernoch likes to do, or sell similar as some other people might like to do. Change up some pictures, the titles, maybe the pricing. Sometimes, you get an item and you price it based on that current market. If it doesn't sell immediately within that current market, over time, the market may change, either for the worst or for the best. So if the market value goes down, then the reason why your item is sitting there is because you have it priced at the old price that the market was valued at previously. So every morning when you wake up, go to your listings, sort your listings by ending soonest, and this is how I do it. And then any listing that you see in red that morning, delist them and then either relist or sell similar. That's the best way to do it. But I wouldn't, unless you just have like a $5 item that you've had up there for like 5 years, and maybe it's time to take it down and bring it to Google.
Cernoch.
Yeah, I agree with a lot what Tim says. You know, if I put the effort into making a listing, you know, I'm gonna keep it up there because again, you never know how long it's gonna take for someone to go, man, that is the hat, that is the pair of shoes, that's the jacket I've been looking for. They haven't been looking on eBay, but they found it on eBay. You know, I've had some big sales come a year later, you know, on some items. Okay. Again, you just never know who it's going to take. So like Tim said, unless you're looking at something, because I do this every once in a while. I'm like, yo, 2 years ago I bought that. That seems like a bad buy. I've got nothing like that. Let me sell in a garage sale. Let me go redonate it or whatever. So if you're comfortable doing that, and you're tired of looking at that item, get rid of it. Okay. If you don't think it's going to sell, get rid of it. Okay. But just think, you know, you put that effort in. Maybe you just need to tweak a picture. Maybe you need to, you know, I go through a lot of my old listings and go, man, I didn't have photo booth or a photo room app. Okay. So I'll take all the pictures, run through the photo room app, put a nice little dark like little shadow on there for texture, you know, bright light, little add light, you know, feature as well. Pop it up there. Take a look at your item specifics as well, because item specifics have changed over the last, you know, year, 2 years. eBay's adding, taking away. So you might have things that are missing important items, you know, specifics. You may take a look at your description. You might have something there like, wait, I wrote that? Why did I write that? You know, so maybe just redo your listing first. Give it a chance. Give it some fresh life. Go ahead, end it, relist it, fix the things, and see what it does. And if you're unhappy with those results, then you may want to take it down and get rid of it. So that's how I kind of look at it.
Leroy.
So if some of you guys aren't familiar with my process, I actually on this show back in the day, I actually dropped 650 items during the show, and everybody thought I was crazy out of my mind. But I actually, if you don't know some of my background, what I do is I do flea markets as well. I do auto swap meets in flea markets. So this August, I will be dropping probably 650 of my items in one day. It'll all go in bins and it will go to the flea market, and I will sell it at the swap meet, and I will sell it at the swap meet. And some of them, you know, I'll probably keep like 200 of them that, like, you know, an engine piece for a chainsaw is not going to sell at the swap meet, but it will still sell on eBay. So some of that stuff I will relist it and, you know, put it back on. But I will, yes, to answer his question, I do drop half of my store every couple of years.
Yeah, that I will never forget the day Leroy did that. He's like, "Hey guys, I just took down all my listings." We were like, "What?" but like I said, it's a different process. I will tell you this: I have taken, honestly, when I first went on Whatnot, and it was because of just needing the inventory for Whatnot. So I removed quite a bit of listings. I mean, I probably pulled. So I was over 2,000 listings consistently for a while. I'm down. I got down to 900. Like I took a chunk down and did that. But I will say this, I have gone through my store because I've got items that I listed early, like in my reseller journey. I'm about 4 years in, and they're just junk, dude. They're just taking up space. So I have went through a little bit and said, you know what, you got to go. Like you've taken enough shelf space. Like you're not paying any rent. Like I'm not getting anything off of you. You got to go. So I have done that. I have sold reseller lots on Whatnot, like that are items that, you know, I just throw them all in a big box and say, here you go. Like if you guys want to mess with this, but yeah, I think there possibly is a time, but I think that time would come after you do what these guys say, after you take the time to go back and look at your listing, and it's like, hey, is this off or is the price too? I guess for me, it'd probably be less about time and more about, okay, if I get down to where this item's at $2, like, and I can't sell it at $2, you might as well pull it. I mean, if I can't get rid of it for $3 or $4, I guess gotta go. Like, I mean, maybe it's time to put it on the 99-cent auction. I don't know, and see if you can get rid of it like that. But it's one of those things. I think it's a good question, but I don't think it's a time period, and it depends on what it is, because like there is long tail items. Like I've got a ton of parts. I'm not taking those parts down. That people are buying them, all the time, and but it takes a specific buyer. So there's a difference between that. So I think it's more about space and price, right? Like if you don't have the space, then you probably need to purge and get more things in there that sell faster. If you're down to where you've done everything, I've ran a sale, I've discounted, I've fixed my pictures, I fixed my listing. It's just a dog. It's just a dog. Like either purge it and get a little bit off of it, or take it and take the donation tax deduction, one or the other. So that'd be my advice, guys. So we don't really have any other questions. I had one thing about cross listing. We talked a little bit about that in a previous thing where Tim was talking about the different platforms, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more because we actually want to do a little review coming soon of the different cross listing apps, or I guess you would say there's different applications for sure. We have List Perfectly, Vendoo. I have just got into using Flip myself, so we want to give you an honest review on each one of those, pros, cons, and just kind of give you some choices out there. Once again, like always on the RIN, we're not trying to tell you that you can only do it this way. There is a lot of different ways to do this thing, and basically do what works for you. But don't be afraid to learn something new. Don't be afraid to try something new. And if it doesn't work, hey, do something else. Like we're very open about that. I know that these guys know a ton on this panel. I know, even today in our listing, there's times where you can pull something up. Tim identified a piece of glass without even me telling him, like, hey, I got this. It's this. Cernochs telling me, hey, yeah, it's this. Like, like Leroy, I've called him before on tools and had him on FaceTime and said, hey, what about this? Oh, yeah, that goes to this, or that's this. These guys know stuff that a lot of people don't, to be honest. But I will tell you this, they will be the first to admit they don't know it all. They're constantly learning every day. We learn, even in this episode, you saw it firsthand. We learned, how do you do a coupon? How do you do these things? And we don't mind doing that. If you're around on a Tuesday, come in our live. Come in there and hang out with us. Feel free to ask questions. You'll just see the process, the nitty gritty of it all. And just like today, we had learning opportunities where I learned something on a few different occasions, and also just asking questions. That we don't mind asking questions and say, hey, how do you do this? Because that's how you learn. Don't be the kid sitting in class that's afraid to raise his hand. So raise your hand, type in a comment. How do you do this? We'll get to you. Promise. And if we don't know, we find somebody who does. So that's what it is. Hey, guys, as far as closing comments, we do thank you guys for being here. We invite you to, once again, remind you, drop your eBay store, your Poshmark. We're gonna do a little holiday shopping. We encourage you to do the same. We will have RIN codes for all of our stores personally, where you can go in and use that coupon. That'll be in the banner down below as well. And like I said, use the coupon. Come in and support these guys. We are not, based on you got to buy a late night television course to get involved with us. You don't have to do that, but we do thank you for being here, and we appreciate your support. And if you are gaining knowledge from this thing, hey, sure, just let us know. So we thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna send it around the horn. Let you guys give some closing.
I hope you've had a great Thanksgiving and a start to your Black Friday. I hope you're filled up, maybe watching some football, looking for some deals, watching our video, hopefully you've learned some things. I know everybody on this panel tries to bring the best knowledge every single week. It might be something that you don't know anything about, but maybe you'll see a little bit of tidbit that answers your question, or maybe you'll see something and you're like, you know what? I've come across that stuff before, and maybe you haven't looked. But hey, we've all got the knowledge here. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push you to be the best reseller you can be by giving you the best information that we think that we can provide. So hopefully you've learned something. We put in a lot of work, in giving this information. A lot of people some people might be going, man, hey, they get this away for free. How's my Patreon gonna get off the ground? Hey, we're here for y'all. So hopefully, like I said, you've had a great Thanksgiving and had a good Black Friday. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week. I've already got some ideas of what I want to show y'all for next week. So
Leroy.
I'm excited. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. Today's Black Friday. I'll tell you something. I would have rather been with these guys for Thanksgiving, but we won't go that far into life. But these guys, I look forward to seeing them on Tuesdays, and we look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesdays. I like showing you guys little tricks and stuff that I learned. I will be doing a couple of tool things coming up. I've been asked a few times by the big man himself over there. So I will be doing that hopefully sometime here in December. So hopefully you guys have a good day today. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, and we'll see you guys again on Friday. Thank you, guys.
Last but not least.
Well, first of all, I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. We are thankful for you, the viewer, for you guys coming here and hanging out with us. I am thankful for Leroy, Cernoch, Eric, and Jimmy, who's not here. These guys have been amazing, not to just work with, but have been great friends to me through ups and downs. So I just wanted to, let everybody know that how thankful and grateful I am for this opportunity and for this time, and to be able to have these relationships that we have built through what we do on a day-to-day basis. But also, just keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep them coming, because like Eric has said on numerous occasions throughout this show, like, this is all about learning, all about having fun. I mean, like, we literally just broke down this whole coupon situation. I ain't never touched the coupon section in eBay, and here we are, we're couponing. It's not extreme couponing, but we're couponing, okay? So I just want to, shout out to these guys. This has been so much fun. I'm hoping that you all learned some things. And like I said, just keep asking questions. Don't ever feel like, I know sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to come look this certain way. Listen, I ask all types of crazy questions, and I'm sure people look at me like I'm crazy. So you could come here and ask all types of crazy questions, and I probably won't look at you like you're crazy. So, just remember that this is a place where people can come and not be judged and have a good time and learn some stuff. So we want to thank you guys as always. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Don't forget, most importantly, the most important thing not to forget among the forgetful is to tell a friend about RIN Reseller Information Network.